Signs that your child is rebelling, according to Bill Gothard. Welcome to Picking Apart Bill Gothard's Men's Manual, one page at a time. Let's get into it. Last video, we stopped off on the loyalty to friends and friends influencing us. Let's get down to the next item in the checklist. Lack of clear or significant answers to their prayers. A child who, open quote, gives up on his or her faith, close quotes, is usually only giving up the parent's faith because the child has never experienced any convincing evidence of a living and loving God. It's another way for him to blame you on doing it wrong because you don't have significant or clear answers from prayers. Okay. It just baffles me that he gives these scenarios, and I understand this is like setting up the book, but there's no context on how you're supposed to prevent this at this time. So if somebody doesn't go through this whole book, are they getting the full picture, or are they getting tidbits and fractions of teachings that can be, well, Gothard didn't really have a clear biblical understanding of the Bible anyway, so it's not like what he was teaching was accurate anyway. So, in my opinion, Gothard twisted stuff. So, of course, even if you just get a fraction of this, it's going to be twisted even more. Going through the whole thing, will it actually set you up for success? Doubt it, based on experience and evidence of peers. Evidences of personal moral impurity. A child who violates God's moral laws will experience guilt, which, if not dealt with, will produce rebellion to parents, to the Bible, and to God. Purity, perfection. Guilt is taught. I think your conscience can play a part in it, but in this cult, guilt was very much a part of the culture. And for my viewers who may have experience with Catholic guilt, yeah, some of this was even more intense than that. Admiration of those who mock authority and encourage rebellion. Scripture warns about the devastating influences of teachers who reject God's principles of authority. These teachers will corrupt the obedient spirit of a son or daughter. There's that you can't be sarcastic, mocking authority. And what if the authority deserves mocking? Let's not investigate why they may be mocking the authority. Let's just knock down any attempt to question or push back against that authority, right? Questions about the accuracy of the Bible. When a son or daughter begins to question the accuracy of the Bible, the authority of the Bible is also in question. You better knock that shit out quick, right? Nip that shit in the bud. No questions. It is the authority because I said so. I just said that in my brain like Hulk Hogan. Okay. Just in case you're wondering where my brain goes sometimes. Bill Gothard gives parents a checklist to see if their children are rebelling. So far, what I've seen is, hey, parents, don't do this. It's kind of like a temperature check almost to see if your child is rebelling. But then again, telling parents what you should teach your children so they don't rebel, but it's very unclear of who this is directed at, in my opinion. It's one of those that could go either way things, which I think in this cult, that is a big theme. So doesn't matter how it ends up in a bad spot, Bill Gothard can blame it either on the child or on the parent for not doing things he said you should do. He can't lose in that kind of setup. Let's see if it gets any clearer as we continue this page. Lack of consistent interest in the Bible or Christian activities. Satan's program of destruction begins with separation from the Bible and Christian friends, and then doubts and defeat follow. What if doubts come in? I think you might have this a little backwards. And I say that because in every person's deconstruction story that I have ever heard, not a single one of them said, I started doing this, or I hung out with this person, and then the doubts came. Every single story of a survivor of this cult and or cults like it, I have always heard the doubt started and then I started to step away. Because when I had doubts, I did not get a significant answer to the questions that I had. And if your religion or spiritual beliefs are defendable, you will not reject questions. And Gothard even says that you need to be ready with an answer. But if the answer does not satisfy somebody's questions, you expect them to wholeheartedly believe just what you say without any evidence. Just believe me. Believe me, bro, I'm right. Like, that's the whole premise of this fundamental teaching is trust me, bro. So I think he has it a little bit backwards there. And I don't necessarily agree with any of this. Maybe one with the unchangeables and feeling rejected, or two, maybe because of the sibling thing, perceiving unfairness. Let's wrap up this page with the pretty little blow that is my opinion. Bill Gothard presents a checklist for you to be aware of early signs of rebellion. So, what exactly is an early sign of rebelling? Let's look at this checklist and go down each one and let's assess if these are actual signs of rebellion. The way Bill Gothard presents this, it seems he is saying a child rebels when they see tension between the parents and they take offense or don't respect both parents. If the child confronts their parent about showing favoritism, if a child wants to change something about themselves that they aren't content with, that Bill Gothard considers quote unquote unchangeable, if they succumb to essentially what's peer pressure, picking friends that do things that they're not allowed to do, if the child expresses that their prayers aren't being answered, because obviously in this cult, you are rebelling if your prayers are not answered, right? If the child thinks that somebody is cool because they're mocking an authority, like I said, let's never mind why the authority might be being mocked. If they question the accuracy of the Bible, that's rebellion. Bill Gothard seems to think that doubts lead to choosing to hang out with non-Christians or lukewarm non-IBLP Christians because you know those are Satan's first attacks on your loyalty to IBLP fundamentalism. Oh, wait, I mean God. Apparently, all of those are signs of rebellion, according to Bill Gothard. That just sounds like normal childhood development to me, and curiosity. That should be welcomed. Do you agree? Let me know what your thoughts are on this checklist of supposed early signs of rebellion. Do you think any of this is a sign of rebellion? The way that he posed this, do you think he's talking about the children needing to change their behavior or the parents, or is it both? Can you tell who he's talking to? Can you tell what he's trying to get you to do? I don't know that I can. With that, we will end this page and this episode. If somebody has not told you today or ever, I am proud of you.